right, good afternoon. Welcome to the Eclectic Ramblings of Isaac and Paul, and we are together today on an absolutely gorgeous day. 85 degrees outside. Perfect blue sky, but I'm sure if I ask Paul, there's some kind of shade in the sunshine, but we'll get to him in a minute. He gave me a test to go check out some TV shows because I gotta be honest, I don't watch a lot of TV, and so he made a point to make the difference between Netflix and actually watching TV. And basically, what it came down to me is Netflix is when you want it, and TV is when they want it, and you gotta like mix between the two. But I picked up the show called Terminal List. Have you heard of it?
Terminal List? No, I have not.
All right, so it's based off of a book from a Navy SEAL, and it's basically about a guy who realizes that he's gonna die, and he was a former military vet, so he goes and gets this list of people he wants to kill before he dies.
Oh no!
Yeah, and it's all bad guys. You know, it's like drug dealers, and he goes on this list, and the Navy SEAL that wrote the book Terminal List is called Jack Carr.
Okay.
And he has several other books, including True Believer, Savage Son, and a couple other ones. Anyways, it was, have you seen Galaxy Quest?
I like Galaxy Quest.
Okay, you know the captain? The white guy that did the dance-off?
Isn't that Seth?
No.
MacFarlane? And that's Seth MacFarlane?
No.
Who? The one that did the dance-off?
Yeah, the captain of Galaxy Quest, the white dude. The one that married Arnold Schwarzenegger's daughter.
Maybe I'm getting it wrong. I'm thinking something else. Oh, I'm thinking the Orville.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm thinking the Orville. My bad.
Well, anyways, it got, it's Chris Pratt.
Okay.
And it got picked up for a second season.
All right, nice.
So, it was very Rambo First Blood-esque. Like, that was the feel of it.
Okay.
You'd even have a scene where he was in the woods and they're talking on the radio. The whole thing, I'm not coming in and you can't stop me. But lots of explosions and action and adventure and all that good stuff. And his reasoning for doing it was, it wasn't bad. So I ended up watching it. But I will say right now, my favorite one is the Jack Ryan series. Have you watched that?
No, but that's one of those James Bond ones,
It's a
right?
spy.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Well, you
I
remember
can do
the
that.
hunt
I like
for,
James Bond.
Okay. Do you remember the Hunt for Red October?
I do.
All right. It's based off of their day-to-day work. So Jack Ryan and his boss, the black dude that was the general or whatever.
Okay.
It's them, but earlier in their careers, like what they were doing. And let me tell you what, the general, if his job is to pay the jerk, and he is excellent at it. And like you feel yourself like rooting for him by the end of it. Like that's what you get. Like he's, and him and Jack Ryan don't like each other at the beginning, but they work it out. And it's that dude from The Office. Okay. Anyway. Really, really great. And then that's got 3 seasons right now. That's getting massive raves of reviews. So I want to tell you about that because I know that you were not a fan, but I feel like you should be.
I'm going to watch one.
I feel like
Do I have to watch the pilot, or can I just go to episode 6?
They're all like individual.
They're self-contained?
Yeah, so, but on Terminal List, they like build up to like a bigger ending of the bad guy. And so does Jack Ryan. But if you just watch a season, it's both independent and it has the way they twine the connected series. I think you would really like it. You would actually, I would hope that you would like that.
Now, they used to accuse kids of listening to rock and roll and getting bad ideas.
Okay.
Wasn't it heavy metal and Kiss and Iron Maiden were making people commit suicide? Now, what are they going to say about this Terminal List when there starts to be copycats?
So, it's TV show, which means it's not real. And I don't think it's a thing.
Okay.
But the fact that your mind goes right there is why we do this together.
I'm concerned.
Because you're like, what is the craziest possible outcome? And I'm starting there and then trying to push the envelope just as far as possible. All right. And since you're a Florida Man fan, you didn't like the Flint ones because it was too close to home because they all involved crack.
Yes.
I wanted to go back, and so I went to Florida Man, and if you want to bring it up there, this is the best of 2022 all time, and there's some Florida women, which
Okay, let's see. I can bring it up. Stand by. Let's do this. Florida man. Okay, what do we got?
All right, so this is the weirdest, wacky, unbelievable stories of 2022. And it starts off, and the title alone, I knew you were going to love this, but a Florida man found with drugs after getting trapped in a porta potty.
This is my kind of story.
Yeah.
Is this the guy right here?
Yeah, so, yeah, and his picture is really good.
No.
Very dreaded, long hair, goatee. Looks like he's probably tall. A Florida man found stuck inside a porta potty was arrested on drug charges after Collier County deputies found him screaming for help.
Couldn't he have flushed the drugs?
How do
before
you
the
get
cops?
stuck in a porta potty? The thing's just a plastic.
Well, if you're that stoned, but the bottom line is, why wouldn't you ditch the drugs?
Right down the hole. Like you knew the cops were coming.
Or set it under the toilet. You know, if you want to come back, stuff it in the toilet paper. Anything. So it's not on you.
Paul, that's why they call it a Florida man story, because it's crazy.
Story. Yeah, this guy.
All right, and not to be outdone. Not to be outdone.
I don't know if that could happen.
Let me just finish up the story. Florida man got stuck in the. He was 34. Gives his name. Was found by a deputy with a foot sticking out of the bottom of the porta potty. The police station, reported the deputy opened the bathroom door. They found a powdery substance in a bag that later tested positive for fentanyl, along with a syringe. So my man was on fentanyl, got his foot stuck in the door, freaked out. Had the police called, and it was.
It sounded like he fell through, or something. I don't know.
No, it sounded like he tried to get out because he got nervous, but he couldn't figure out how to flip the door handle. Always a story of why not to do drugs, Paul. Always a story, but women not to be outdone by men, because this is an equal opportunity country. There was a police chase of a Florida woman. Cross is getting arrested off her bucket list.
What?
I knew you were going to love this one. In an early appearance, a Florida woman, and this is something that's a thing that we're going to have to look into, right? And her picture, she looks quite nice. Janiah Douglas was able to cross something off her bucket list in May and now has a mugshot to prove it. According to deputies, she was driving in Monroe County at about 7:45 a.m. that day when a deputy tried to pull her over, but Douglas continued driving. She eventually stopped and was taken into custody, telling authorities that getting arrested had been on her bucket list since high school. Douglas was charged for fleeing, and eluding. So just note to self, high school bucket list, probably not a smart list.
Not a list to make.
Yeah,
I mean, it's a list you could look back on
so she just
when you're
decided
35.
I'm not pulling over? Or do you think that's her story because she got pulled over? Come on.
Well, neither one of them are going to get her out of anything.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess a traffic ticket, I don't know, because that affects your insurance.
Fleeing and eluding.
Right.
So she pulled an OJ, 35 miles an hour.
Right. Would she have been better stealing a pack of gum from the pharmacy?
Something.
Because, I mean, I don't know what kind of time you get for petty theft as opposed to
If the goal was to get
fleeing
arrested.
and eluding.
Yeah. And she was not eluded.
She could have just did a Zsa Zsa Gabor and just walked up to a cop and slapped him.
Yeah, that would have been assault. Assault, at least she didn't use a chicken wing like the other guy did.
So, does it say how much time she got?
It did not, and of course you asked. But I want you to scroll up on your screen there.
Okay, what do we got?
And I want you to tell me the picture of this guy. What do you think that he did without going any further?
Ooh.
Yeah. So we have, it looks like to be a white male with a large...
Big knot on his head.
Big knot right in the middle, like a third
That's
eye.
about 7 stitches on that baby.
Yeah, like he got... Now, don't scroll down. What do you think?
I'm going to think that somebody hit him on the head while he was wearing his Nazi helmet.
With a baseball bat or something, right?
Yeah, and that Nazi helmet just cracked his head open. Let me say... Oh, what did he do?
It's not a tumor. It's not a tumor.
I have no clue.
3, 2, 1.
I have no clue. Tell me what he did.
Florida man has a massive knot on his head for throwing a hot dog at St. Pete police officer. That dude knocked him. He beat him in the next week. Look at that knot. Oh, my Lord.
So are they
he
trying to
chucked
say
a
that,
hot dog at him and he dotted him.
Are they trying to say the hot dog did that?
Oh, God. No, he chucked the hot dog at
I'm assuming the cop caught it and threw it back.
Yeah, because hot dogs are known for their durability. It says a Newport Richie man was arrested on a felony charge after authorities said he threw a hot dog at an officer in July. Arrest documents say Jason Stoll, 47, was being warned of violating a city ordinance by an officer. Officer said he is ignoring the warning and continued to sell hot dogs in a road after a street closure permit ended. Okay. Stoll was asked to put the hot dogs down.
Step away from the Kogel.
Do not bun that. Don't you bun that.
Sir?
Dude, I can't.
Step away from the hot dog.
Stoll was asked
I am going to tase you.
I'm trying to finish this story. This is so stupid. Oh, Stoll was asked to put the hot dog down, but continued his attempts to sell it before becoming upset and intensely throwing the hot dog at the officer, according to the documents. He was charged with battery, oh my Lord, on a law enforcement officer and resisting an officer without violence. Okay, you cannot have battery without violence.
That's what I'm thinking. How can
It's because the hot dog is spongy.
Or,
And why
because
is the
he
cop
didn't touch
busting
him.
his chops
I'm thinking because he didn't touch him with his hands physically.
Because he just chucked him
He
with the
threw
hot dog.
something at him. Yeah, that's without.
And why is the cop busting a hot dog guy selling hot dogs?
That's his beat, baby. That's what he's supposed to do. That's city.
I'm sorry,
that's
it's
revenue
past
for the
8
city.
o'clock. We are non-hot dog ordinance.
Possibly, or you done pushed it, man. You ain't got no permit. Come on, shut it down.
Maybe there's more to this. I feel like there's more, because that is a huge dot. That guy got smoked. And if you just chucked a hot dog at him, I mean, he smoked him.
Bad.
Hey, how we doing?
What are you trying to do? Be famous? The camera's over that way.
Yeah.
Huh?
We just have a guy walking up to the... What's his name?
It's over there. That's Raymond, my neighbor.
Raymond.
Yeah, that's Crazy Ray.
Neighbor Ray, Crazy Ray, just come up to say hi, which was great. All right. Which is nice having the window right out here in the radio studio.
I love it. I love it. You talk about live.
All right, now we had the last guy. Scroll up on this dude's pic. This guy looks like he's like a serial killer or something.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Brevard County Sheriff's Office. He looks like the sheriff.
Wow, I'm gonna go with a hard no on that.
This is Florida, right?
Yeah, Florida man drives.
Are you sure he's not the sheriff?
I can't confirm or deny, but it says a Florida man stole truck to Space Force Base to warn of battle between aliens and dragons, and he looks like just the guy. Oh man, how much drugs was involved in this? Let's see.
Well, my question is, whose side is he on?
Why? Didn't even know there were dragons in space. So.
Well, alien is it between aliens and dragons? It's not dragons in space.
To go to Space Force.
Oh.
He stole a truck and went on a military base. This dude is insane.
Right, to Space Force to warn of a battle between aliens and dragons.
Yeah.
Now, is the battle happening here?
Listen, we're not getting into that crazy. What we do know is that it is crazy and it made the top 10 list. That is what we do know.
I agree.
And anything with aliens and dragons and Space Force is definitely something. Florida man is accused of driving a stolen vehicle to a Space Force base in Brevard County in what he called a mission from the President of the United States, according to reporters.
Which one?
Yeah.
When did this happen? What year?
This dude, right, we're going to find this out.
It's July 25, so that's last year at best.
Oh, man. Please tell me that's not true.
No.
Corey Johnson, 29.
This guy's 29?
He looks like he's 45, right?
All day.
Stole a truck from Riviera Beach and drove to Patrick Space Force Base. Patrick Space Force Base. Woo! That's a tongue twister. Near the Kennedy Space Center. When Johnson tried to get on the base, he claimed the president told him in his mind that he needed to take the vehicle and warn government officials that there were U.S. aliens fighting Chinese dragons. He was then arrested and charged with grand theft of a motor vehicle.
So he could have avoided all of that if he just went to Hertz.
Or Ubered. He could have Ubered.
Was it a long drive? I mean...
So the Chinese Dragon, so he took a political position, and then apparently Biden told him to go to Space Force. You go right ahead. This is not something...
I'm not seeing Biden mixed up in this. I see July 25th.
Last year. This is 2022, so it's got.
Was it in 2022?
Yeah.
So in his mind, Biden told him to go and warn Space Force.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, at least we know he's not a Republican.
Yeah, I'd want to see his social list of things that he's.
What a country!
Boy.
What a country!
Oh yeah, that's part of a true story. Again, not to be outdone.
You got another one?
Oh yeah. Deputies released a video of Pinellas woman Irish folk dancing during
Pinellas County down in
Pinellas County. Thank you. Deputies released video of Pinellas woman Irish folk dancing during her sobriety test.
And why wouldn't you?
I mean,
they train for that. You know that, right? There's a lot of
Irish folk dancing.
and...
Irish folks dancing. They train for Irish folk.
Yes, I mean that's a thing when they're gals, I guess.
It is.
You know,
it is.
13
I had a friend of mine
17 or
that
something.
she used to do that, and she hates it.
I bet.
She hates it now.
But I'm sure she was drunk.
Oh, let's see.
Can we play
body camera video of a woman who put on a performance for county deputies during a field sobriety test.
Well, let's just take a peek.
Was released in August. And Amy Harrington, 38, was charged with driving under the influence with property damage and refusal to submit to testing in April after rear-ending a vehicle about a mile from her home. Oh no, she almost made it.
Almost made it.
The deputy said she showed signs of impairment and performed multiple ballet and Irish folk dance moves.
Here we go. We
the
got
sobriety test. This is the video.
Nice. She almost stayed on the line. Oh, nope. There she goes. She's off the line.
She's on it. She's off it. She is definitely... Look at the... It's just like, oh, my God. Yeah.
So now, there would have been 2 bullets in somebody that wasn't her.
I'm not getting into that part.
Oh, it's a female officer, too.
Yeah, so that happened. She just couldn't help herself. She just had to start folk dancing in front of a police officer during a sobriety test.
I don't know if I'd even call that folk dancing. That's just...
These types of videos is why they should get paid more.
I like it.
What'd you do Tuesday, Fred? Well, you know what I mean? Oh, my Lord. That's just unbelievable. It's absolutely unbelievable. This was my favorite.
Why isn't she tased? You know,
because she's not a harm.
She's harmless.
She's not. They're not in danger. What is she? 125 pounds, stripping what?
They're kind of big girl, but yeah. I don't know.
What? 140?
That cop is not gonna have a problem
that
taking
guy's
her
250
down.
plus.
Yeah. That's a lady. Leave her alone.
All right, this one's for you, buddy. Florida man wearing nothing but a cowboy hat attacks a woman with a machete. Because why not? Arrested in October of 2022 when police said he attacked a woman with a machete wearing nothing but a cowboy hat. The arrest report from Miami-Dade said Roberto Hercules, that's a name, 45, attacked a woman while she was riding a bicycle. He said he asked for a crack pipe, but when she said she didn't have it, he chased her with a machete. Hercules was charged with attempted murder, attempted armed robbery, and aggravated battery with a weapon.
So what's the lesson here, Isaac? What's the lesson here?
Have a crack pipe.
Always keep a pipe.
Yeah.
It's a decoy. You just throw it.
Crap pipe.
You throw it.
You're like, here, boy. Go get it.
Right.
Yeah, he was 45. That was awesome. Not to be outdone with the ladies. Florida woman speeds through checkpoint, takes a selfie during the traffic stop. Outstanding. The Florida woman was arrested after speeding through a checkpoint in October in Lee County. Deputies say Shelby Peters, that's a name.
I like it.
24.
Okay.
Sped through the checkpoint and did not stop. According to authorities, Peters finally stopped, but While the deputy called for backup, he saw her taking a selfie before driving off again when the deputy exited his vehicle. Okay. This is the new generation that I don't get. I'm getting pulled over. Look, I'm going to take a selfie.
She didn't do anything. That was evidence that she didn't do anything.
Well,
I didn't do anything, and here's a picture of me not doing anything. I pulled over, and he's not getting out of the car fast enough.
leaving.
I'm leaving. I don't have to stay here and wait for him.
Please scroll up. Please scroll up. Because I want your first impressions of this next picture. Go on.
Can I?
Scroll.
And I gotta grow up.
Yeah. Come on.
Here it goes.
Here it comes. Oh, yeah. Look at the neck on this dude.
Whoa. That is not a neck.
That dude played football.
That's a continuation.
His
of
head
his
is
chest.
too small for
Are
that
you
neck.
sure that's not photoshopped?
I am positive.
I don't know if I can make it.
His nickname is literally Wide Neck. And this dude has a wide... His head is too small for his neck. Look at that.
I'm seeing again in the title. And that is what has intrigued me. Again, he was arrested?
Yeah. Charles Wide Neck McDowell. That is the nickname. It says arrested again in Florida. So this is a recurring thing. And it's not like he's not going to be pointed out in the crowd. That neck is huge. He had to be like a fullback or something.
What did he do? Beat somebody up at the turtleneck store?
Right. It says a man who first went viral on social media for his wide neck, quote unquote, in his mugshot, was arrested again in November for aggravated stalking, and another for withholding support of a child or spouse, according to how do you say that?
Okay, so that means he's bred.
County Jail.
That means he's bred. He's got a offspring, a youngling out there.
That means there's at least another one.
There's a chance.
So you're saying there's a chance.
There's a chance.
Previously-
And I see what's going on here. You know, he got a little fame on the internet, and it died out.
Well, it didn't go to his head.
So that was brilliant.
It did not go to his head.
I like that
Woo!
a lot.
As my favorite guy back
So,
in the 80s would say,
in
"Woo!"
an attempt to regain that rush
got
of
rearrested.
popularity, he found something else to do. What was it? It was child support payments? That's kind of
and
lame.
he was previously arrested in 2018, including fleeing and eluding the police and shock drug charges. And now he's not paying.
So
child
he
support.
was stalking somebody,
Yeah.
got caught in a bush.
I don't even want to walk that through my brain, to be honest, because it feels like it's getting weird.
You know, love will do some crazy
Love
things.
does. Love does some. All right. Well, we only got a few minutes, but I want to get to some live news.
You got something? So we're done with Florida Mans.
No, there's some more, but it took so long, and I really love those, but I'm going to run out of time for the other stuff.
Amen.
So there's a Supreme Court throws out convictions in sweeping New York corruption probe. Two ruling the court delivered a blow to the Justice Department's efforts to root out public corruption. In Washington, the Supreme Court delivered a double blow to federal prosecutors Thursday by throwing out the corruption convictions in two cases, including one concerning an ex-aide to former New York Governor Andrew Cuomo, who was convicted of taking a bribe from a real estate developer. The court is a 9-0 vote throughout Joseph Barocco's conviction for accepting the $35,000 payment when managing Cuomo's re-election campaign in 2014. In doing so, the justice narrowed the scope of a federal anti-corruption law. What do you think of that?
It's just a smoke screen. He's doing something. You know, he's waving his hand this way, doing something else on the other side.
So you just think it's politics as usual?
I don't even call it politics. I'd call it BS. It's a distraction.
And then Feinstein's returning to the Senate Judiciary Committee, helping advance Biden's judges trying to get his budgets in. But the news of the day that I wanted to get to was CNN had Donald Trump on for town hall, and this is the title. Now this is NBC News, okay?
Ah.
Pure Trump re-injected into the main vein of American politics at CNN, and it's got a picture of him with the OK sign going.
Why don't I have that? Hold on a second. You
Well,
said it's where NBC News?
Yeah.
Was it?
Yeah, it should be breaking news is what it should be under on the title. And Trump is defiant at the town hall, and they were really going after him. It was only 70 minutes, man, but this made world news. Absolute world news.
Breaking news. How
And
come
really,
that's
I
there?
just wanted to hear him say China.
Ah!
I want to hear China, and I wanted him to get his
Sure.
gold marker and circle his hands one more time. That would have been the highlight of mine. I don't know if you watched this, but he talked about the 2020 election being rigged, U.S.-Mexico borders, kind of the same stuff that he was doing before. And I don't know. I wanted your opinion on this, so I wanted to bring this up to you. What do you think?
Do you want my opinion on Trump?
I want your opinion on if we're having a reboot of 2020. Like, what do you think people should do? What should they be looking at? Because there's going to be a lot of nonsense out there. So what should people focus
You
in
know
on?
what?
And
I
you're-
would
you're an
hope
intelligent
that
person.
everybody would ignore the Republicans and ignore the Democrats.
And do what?
Green Party, Independent Party, Alfalfa Party,
Libertarian.
anybody but. It's
right.
time for us to send in a message to both of those parties that we're sick and tired of the crap. You're not doing anything for anybody but yourselves. You got your health coverage, you got your pensions, you got your lobbyists, you got your book deals, and we don't.
Right. Right. And you live at this level, and we live at this level.
The job wasn't meant to be a lifetime career. You're
Right.
supposed to serve 4 years like in the military and go the heck home.
Right.
That's what we need to get back to. We need to, and I understand term limits could be detrimental, but it's because you guys intentionally make it so it's 10 years before anything gets passed.
And
If
there's
people
that.
only had a 4-year term, stuff would happen a lot
Or
faster.
if an answer had to be made within 90 or 120 days of whatever bill that was put forward, would make more sense to him.
But don't bump.
A yes or no.
But don't get me started.
Well, I
Too late.
just...
So, Trump is a phenomenon that we could have lived without, in my mind. But I think it was a great exposure because a lot of this was hidden. We didn't know how crazy our neighbors were.
Oh, you
But
think it brought
now-
the crazy out?
Well, it exposed a lot of different thinking. I don't even call it crazy. I'm going to call it information. Ooh, see, ignorance would be the wrong word there, too.
I feel like we're skating here and the ice looks really light.
Ooh, it's
Looks
thin.
really
It's
light in here,
thin,
but
it's
you
thin,
go right
it's thin.
ahead. I was all ears.
Oh, you just want
I'm an
me to-
excellent listener.
You just want me to throw under
I
the bus.
just... I did not want that. I was waiting for an
I
opportunity to jump in.
am amazed that people tolerate all the things that man has done. And I'm amazed that they can brush it off as, that's it. We were ready to impeach Bill Clinton for having oral sex with Monica.
Yeah, but they didn't know what the definition of the word was.
I understand that was a beautiful loophole. But this
Oh, I did
man
not
is caught
have-
on a national television show talking about grabbing people between the legs, and there's no ramifications. He gets on TV, says he could shoot somebody, and he wouldn't, no ramifications. 23 women say that he blah, blah, blah. And bottom line is, I'm not down with old stuff. If this stuff happened 15, 20, 30 years ago, so be it. He's
Yeah.
a different person
Absolutely.
than he
We all
was
are.
30 years
Absolutely, we
ago.
all
Okay, so but the only person I know they brought up 30-year-old stuff on was Bill Cosby.
Well, the man does like his jello.
30 years.
That's
30 years.
And I just don't think that I know that we got to go take a break right now, and
Do
I
we?
need you to do the calling card for 92.1 1FM
Well, I think I could do that. We're going to tag team. Well, I'm going to let them look at you at the same time while I do this. WFOV 92.1 LPFM Flint. It's Our Voices Radio. We are licensed by Flint Odyssey House. So if you guys need to get your recovery on, holler at them. What is it? 234-0483. 234. I think I had that. I could be wrong. Miss Johnson, I'm sorry. Whoever number that is. But you can give them a call. We're always looking for clean programming. If you do music, if you know somebody that does music, if you're next to somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody who does music, holler at us. 810-259-9789. Maybe your church is interested in broadcasting on the station. We can always use programming. 259-9789. Perhaps you want to be a star like me. Stop! Are you laughing with me or at me?
With, baby.
With. I don't like it when it happens. All right? Maybe it's something you want to do. 810-259-9789. With that said,
as Ric Flair would say,
woo! We're determined to make a difference. And we need you to too. 810-259-9789.
What's the website?
WFOV.online. Or Spectacle TV on YouTube.
That's right. Spectacle TV. So I just want to get over on the main news, and you tell me if any of these tickle your fancy, but these are the ones I kind of saw.
Okay.
So, environmental EPA proposes emission caps on existing power plants and major climate effort. What do you think of that? The climate effort and the power consumption and all that.
I think that we need a common goal. And if it's a worldwide common goal, even better. If the world can gather around this climate change issue, we can change a whole bunch of stuff. Because we'll prove to one another that we have each other's best interest at heart.
I agree.
I'm upset that the little islands in the Pacific are taking the brunt of all of this, because the climate change is devastating. You know, if you've only got a mile by mile island,
they got a buttload of people.
There's some issues. So now these people need to be relocated, and do we give them
something?
You know, land. You know what I mean?
Why are they there? Were they born there?
Well, yeah, I mean, it was a viable island until the sea levels rose. But I mean, that's what happened to Venice, you know, and they built thousands of pilings. So
and the air things.
And I think about that, a world project, like, you know, during the Depression, they started building roads and things like that. Hired people to do that. We could hire the world to fix these islands.
It's not a terrible idea.
What's the World Bank for?
I am not answering that question. Next.
Small
businesses brace for catastrophic scenario from looming debt ceiling crisis. I don't know about that one. That just feels like news to me. But this one, this is all for you. Are you ready? This is live news.
I'm trying to find you. Where are you?
I am on NBC News, breaking news for today. And we are on Congress News, which this one is my favorite story because I know how much you're going to love this. Alabama senator on white nationalists in the military saying, please call them Americans. Yeah, that's a true story. That is under the Congress for today. And that is a real story. That actually...
All right, well, I can't find you on this page. You must, is it another tab?
NBC Breaking News is a different tab.
It just says NBCnews.com is all I have. Euro News, religion, craziest Florida, terminal list.
Yeah, well, you should be on there for breaking news. Anyways, yeah, Congress, Alabama senator on white nationalists. Oh, I'll call them Americans. I guess that's true. George Santos was in court pleading not guilty to 13 federal indictments.
What is going on with that guy?
Dude, right?
Isn't that just the strangest thing? So now, what is he doing politically that they would want to blackmailing for? What was he? Was he trying to pass some laws or something?
He did. It's through Congress there that they had that he wants to reduce talking about trans and gay in school, to limit it to 8th grade, because I guess they do it all the way up to
Oh,
little
they
kids.
only start with 8th
So
grade?
he wants to start at 8th grade, and they're having a cat. They are having a cat.
But I thought they
it.
couldn't talk about it at all. So he wants to let them start talking about it at
Well, that's what happened, and then he's in the Justice Department for wire fraud, money laundering, theft of
They
public
say
funds.
he took unemployment, making $120,000 a year during the pandemic. He took unemployment.
Well, you were allowed to.
Yeah, was he not getting paid from his...
I don't know.
You
This
know
is
what I
all
mean?
This just sounds like a bunch of political stuff because he's hot on the trail.
So I'm still not understanding the trans connection. He's trying to pass a bill
In Florida.
which will allow them to talk about it in the 8th grade, or will stop them from
Teaching
talking
children.
about it
Stop them from teaching
until
about
the 8th grade.
Until the 8th grade.
So I can't imagine Florida allows you to talk about trans right now.
But they do.
Interesting.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I guess, if you think about it, they're the kids of old white rich guys. Okay, next.
Idaho prosecutors urged jurors to convict Lori Vallow in killing of her 2 youngest children. That was a story to check out. Did you see that one?
No, of course not.
All right.
Why would I go all the way across the world to find out about somebody killing?
It's not. It's in the U.S. It's in Idaho. They make potatoes. Really nice Coeur d'Alene Lake.
Potatoes?
Yeah, potatoes. Yeah, it's right at the top of the country.
I despise it when my local news has to go to Idaho to get news. I mean, I understand this is national.
Well, this was breaking world news.
This is national.
So,
I understand that.
Yeah.
But when my local news has to go to Georgia to find somebody that got shot or skin got peeled off by some crazy guy, I'm concerned.
I just thought those would ring a bell, and I got a response, which I was really looking forward to. I really was looking forward to the white nationalists. We're just American one. But you slid right over that one like a smooth criminal.
I was nice.
You were not. Are you sick?
No, you got to pick your battles, Isaac. You got to pick your battles.
I just thought that was like low-hanging fruit right there.
Sometimes they're too easy.
Yeah. All right, so speaking of local news, we went to the Flint Beat, which is great local paper and information. And the city of Flint will pay Flint residents $1 per tire at the recycling buyback event. So if you want to make some bucks, you just go pick up a tire and take it back. This is in Flint, Michigan, in an effort to reduce blight in the city of Flint. And Genesee County Metropolitan Planning Commission are hosting a tire buyback event on Saturday, May 13th, 2023. The event will be taking place from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. at Environmental Rubber Recycling located at 6515 North Dort Highway. Flint residents will receive $1 per tire for checking that out. So if you want to make some bucks and help the city look better, not a bad thing.
I think I heard something that was very distressful the other night. I was watching, I guess I was watching the school board meeting. And
the executive director resigned.
Well, I want to say that they said they had $350 million
What?
to do school renovations.
They don't have enough kids for all the schools, though. Or just the ones that are active now.
Oh, my thing is, why would you renovate anything? Build a new school.
Or demolish the ones they got and put something up new.
I've been saying it for years. They said they would spend $1 million to $2 million a year maintaining the schools that we have.
On the ones that aren't being used?
Right, and they're like 9, 12 schools.
Right.
So that's $12 million right there. I said
9,
leverage
12
that
to
12, leverage that $12 million and build a complex on the old Buick site.
Yeah.
High-rise elementary school, high-rise middle school, and they could share the golf course and the soccer field and the equestrian, we could have all that. Equines, is that what it's called? Equines?
Equestrian, yeah.
Equestrians.
So some positive GM news is the Flint area GM plants awarded $270,000 to 8 local nonprofits in the area. Funding comes from the company's Community Impact Grant Program, according to a GM press release. The program is part of a series of grants supporting the Flint and Genesee region with a total to be more than $6 million. The program is designed to tackle issues in neighborhoods and cities where GM operates. The recipients of its 2023 Flint grants are here for your child mental health, which there is a direct link. Michigan Crossroads Council, Boy Scouts of America, and Red Ink Flint, new grantees for the pool. It goes through and gives a great article on this. One of the people that we work with here, Jamie Lee Venable from United Way of Genesee County, told Flint Beat that her organization was particularly grateful for its $125,000 award because the money goes towards programming that's more traditionally that more traditional grants won't fund. And she does some great work in the community. You can check that out under Flint Beat. That's some really positive news there, buddy. Come on, that's got to put a little sunshine in here.
Is that Greg Johansson on the front there? Is that?
Here we go.
I think that's Greg. He owes me $20. I think I might be able to find. I think that's Greg. I really do.
Oh my gosh.
I wonder when that picture was taken.
Oh.
That means he's in town.
Here we go. Here we go. All right, and the last piece of Flint news that I want to get to that was upbeat again through the Flint Beat. Officials hope new directory will help increase awareness for Flint area BIPOC owned businesses. Flint, Michigan, two partners have come together to create an online directory of local Black, Indigenous, and people of color owned businesses that will serve as both a resource hub.
Where are you seeing this?
This is on the Flint Beat.
I'm on the Flint Beat first page, and I see City of Flint will pay $1 per tire. School board approves 1.5. Flint area GM
Listen,
plant.
I can't
Community
help you don't know how to.
Foundation. Flint school executor resigns. Come on now, help a brother out.
Listen, it's on the front page of the Flint Beat on the
No,
right-hand
it's
side
not.
of the
Back
screen.
up. Let me see what you clicked on.
Oh my gosh, like a monkey in the side.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying.
Right.
So I'd never seen that. Oh, yeah, let's go down further. Okay.
Yeah, you gotta scroll. I can't
Downtown
make you
Flint
scroll.
vending machines.
On the right.
So which one are we looking at?
That one.
Officials hope new directory. Nice. Okay. All right. I can put that up. Son of a gun.
Good to see you, Paul. All right.
Nice. You know, I put together a directory in 1989 with the Urban Professional Network. Ron Thomas, firefighter. Lee Williams, City of Flint Parks and Recreation Department. Lonnie Golden and myself were deep in the Juneteenth. And we were using that as a motivator to put together a directory. Now, the funny thing was, when we went back the next year to do it again, everybody in the directory was out of business.
Well, this directory, the Business Bridge, is being built by the Flint and Genesee Economic Alliance, and I'm Building Something Consulting, LLC. That's the name. I am Building Something Consulting.
Okay.
With the goal of increased exposure and market access for Flint area BIPOC businesses. This, I hope, will help our community be able to get out there and people can buy local. There's a bunch of statistics. It's a great article that they go down to. I didn't want to read it all, but I wanted.
So here I got to ask a question. As a white man,
Yeah.
are you offended by these type of projects and programs? Does it make you feel left out? And you know, do you need a directory?
Like, I'd want a directory so I could go put my money there. But like, I don't think I need to have an opinion. You know what I'm saying?
No, I mean,
like I think it's great. Anywhere that helps our community do better, I'm down for it. And if it helps small businesses that are working to get better and it gives them exposure, great. Who am I to sit there and judge someone's position on stuff? I'm not really a race person. I'm very much a content of a character person. And you know, if someone's working hard, got a business.
What if the Yellow Pages put a flag by each ad that indicated the ethnicity of the business's owners? Wouldn't that be racist?
I mean,
or would it? I mean, it would have both effects, wouldn't it? You could avoid people and you could patronize people.
So you know, I'm an avid chess player, right?
Right.
So when you go on and you're doing a tournament, it puts the flag. of where you're from, and it's a world game, right? So you could be playing somebody from Uruguay or Russia or China or Georgia, and it has the flag on there for your country. I don't look at that as racist. I look at it as an identifier.
So country would be okay, but culture wouldn't. Am I Pakistani, Islamic, Muslim, African American,
What's
Catholic,
the purpose?
Methodist? To support people that are like you. I want to buy my picnic supplies from a Methodist picnic supply seller.
Well, go ahead.
I also want to buy my Chinese food from an Arab.
Okay, go ahead.
But I don't know by the ad who's who.
Like if you're buying stuff from somebody because you're supporting the color of their skin, that's your business. I just don't understand what that has to do with it.
I wasn't saying color per se, more culture.
So, like, if I want good soul food,
right,
I'm going over by Corona Road. If I want Japanese food, I'm hitting Linden Road. If I want Chinese food, there's about 64 places. You want Taiwan, right down there off of
But that's only because you know those places.
Yeah, and those are the places I would direct people to.
But if I was flipping through the quote-unquote yellow pages, how would I know that?
I mean, the way that some people would look at this, and we've had this argument before, and this is a good argument. If it was a business line for white businesses, that would definitely be racist, right? So what makes it not racist?
Because white is everything else.
So if something is white, it's racist, and if it's not white, then it's not racist?
Well, no. White is the prominent. Right? White has been in charge and in control of images and thoughts and televisions and radios, so everything already is that.
And because of
so
that,
now,
this is
in order
return.
to draw attention to things that aren't that, and to make up for it having been that for so long,
and do you think that
it's
was
a
on
catch-up
purpose?
period.
Do you think they did that on
100%. Yeah, are you kidding me?
Because when I had a conversation with one of my buddies on my podcast, he was like, "What's your race?" I'm like, "Oh, that's easy. I'm poor." Right? Like if you're hanging out with your buddy and you have your Cool Whip bowl with your cereal in it that's stained from last night's spaghetti, you're just poor. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, my mind doesn't work in that way, so my responses here typically, I don't need to have a side because I just want people to do well. And if you're holding someone down, I don't care what the color of your skin is. I don't like that part. I don't like that you're holding someone down, and I would resist that. And if someone's doing it and they take their pride in their culture and where they come from, well, they got to get it from somewhere.
Next week on Eclectic Ramblings, institutional racism. Can it be avoided? Right here.
Well, I
on
mean,
WMOE.
like, it's a great question, right? And people don't talk about it because, like, oh, it's so nerve-wracking. And the question is, like, why is it nerve-wracking? Is it nerve-wracking because we're talking about something that somebody disagrees with you on, right? Like the color of someone's skin. Why is that important? And if that's the thing that is getting you not to do it, then that's your reason for not doing it.
Aren't we as guilty?
Who's we?
I would say we as society.
All right.
As making it important. The more we talk about, the more we, I guess, expose the racists, the more people think there are a lot of racists. And I am willing to believe that they're a minority.
I don't think there's a lot of racists.
I think they're a minority, and I think they were all in Washington on the 6th of June.
I don't.
January.
Like everyone
all
in the
of them.
Yeah. There's some ones that, like, it was so on the nose. It was like, you did that on purpose, right? Like, my man. I don't know. I don't think it's like, I don't live in a world of that. You know, I do nonprofit work. I do jail ministry. Do podcasts, right? I do the radio with you.
But you've got to come across folks all the time. I mean,
yeah, I don't engage ignorance. I just don't find it.
But when that, so now, out of 100 people that you bumped into, how many of them are racist?
I've never caught anybody go, well, I'm only going there because there's white people there. Now, what you will catch is something like this. This is what I do catch. Oh, they shine shoes there. That, I think, which is like a stayover from the 70s and 80s. And people.
Never heard that before.
Oh yeah. You don't have a shoe shine, boy. We have people that can do that. That right there. That I get.
Interesting.
And I'm just like
So is that like code to figure if you're on their side? Oh yeah, I need a good old shoe shine.
yeah, and that's where I'm like, it's time for you to go. This isn't your place. You're rude. And then they're like, wow, you're rude. And it's like, it's weird. I was thinking the exact same thing. You know what I'm saying?
Wow, that's a new one for me.
No, that kind of stuff right there, that's that microaggressions that people talk about, right? And that stuff just makes me angry because you want to pretend that you're a nice person, but you're really just not. And I accept that you're not, but this is not where these people
Well, you know, people have public personas
Yeah.
and private personas.
Yeah,
and they don't have to match.
I believe a very intelligent person said that you do not judge a man by the color of skin, but rather by the content of his character.
Who said that?
Some guy. And I really
Weirdo.
live that way because I find that butthole doesn't have a race. It just is.
But you don't get there. You gotta prejudge.
There's got to be like a cone of silence that you got to
Well,
get
no,
to.
I mean everybody prejudges. When you see somebody, you say, wow, she's gorgeous.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? That's a
an
prejudgment. That's a prejudgment.
That's an
I
identification.
wonder if she's stupid. That's a prejudgment.
Wow, because
right?
she's pretty?
Yeah. Look at those tattoos.
Yeah.
I'm scared.
Yeah, that guy looks like a racist.
We all, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, is that a Nazi tattoo on his head?
Wow, it's not.
It's not.
No.
You know what I mean? But we all prejudge. It's a matter of what you do with the prejudgments and if you're willing
Yeah.
to change them and adjust them as you get additional information.
Yeah, I'm very much an information person, and I can only speak from my experience and what I've learned through, being at the jails and the nonprofit stuff. And my experience tells me, let someone tell you what they are by listening. And that's what my experience tells me. So that's what I try to do. I hope that's a satisfactory answer. But that was
helps.
a great conversation, man.
It helps. You gotta ask
You
you gotta ask the right questions
Yeah.
to get the right answers to know.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, if small businesses like this put a thing together, like how is that different from like back in the 40s and 50s, and you want Italian, you went to the Italian part of the town. You want Chinese, you went to the Chinese part of the town.
Because there's no black town. You
Well,
can't go get ribs at Black Town. Just show me a black town.
Listen, you get them over at...
I mean, I've heard of Chocolate City.
You get them at Mobile One Oil Change
Right,
place
but we
off
can
of
have a
Fenton Road on
Chinatown.
Sundays.
We can have a little Italy. We can have a little Mexico.
Oh, you mean like now, like a little Africa or something?
Yeah.
But that's all the good.
Well,
soul
we're not
food
Africa.
is.
I mean, yeah.
Well, whatever.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, or whatever it is, and that's where people accommodate to get that lifestyle and the clothes and the food and the beads and the
Boom,
jewelry.
boom, boom, boom.
I
That
don't see
represents
why
the
that's a
culture.
bad thing.
You know, Afro picks and
Yeah.
Black
I
Power
wouldn't have an
sign.
issue with that at all. Because
What would you call it? Chocolate? I think
I have
call
no
it,
idea.
I'd call it Chocolate City.
That sounds really good. I wouldn't be the person to ask because my culture, I'm Irish.
Right.
So, I mean, we were slaves from
I think
1850
Chicago.
to
I think
1869.
Chicago or Atlanta is already Chocolate City.
Chocolate City. You can't steal
Yeah.
someone else's. That is good, though.
It's no, it's from Parliament, Bootsy, Funkadelic back in the 70s. Ooh,
All I know
Star
is...
Child. Oh, everybody funkin'.
Everybody's funkin'. All right, so I want to finish it up. We only got a couple minutes here. I was looking at world news, religious news, and I found some positive stuff.
World religious.
Yeah,
news.
it should be on there on one of your clicks.
Go
You
close
do have to
that
scroll, though. I know it's...
Terminal. Okay.
Using that
Euro
finger to
News,
scroll, I know.
Religious. I see it.
Yeah.
Oh wow, they got some great sponsors.
So, to stem housing crisis,
Mm-hmm.
religious congregations have started to come together and build homes. Isn't this a great thing?
I mean, haven't the Amish been doing that for years?
I mean, yeah, but they don't have any electricity, right? So those are
It's
the
really
oatmeal
easy.
people that moves it down there forever.
those are really easy houses to build. There's no duct
They
work.
pick 'em
There's
up
no
and move 'em, right?
There's no wires.
Oh.
There's no laundry chute. I understand, yeah.
But man, listen to this. I thought this was a great story. So a crowd that prayed together at Arlington Presbyterian Church Sunday worship service had dwindled from 100 to a few dozen. Donations dropped, and for years, congregation members grappled with how to reinvent the nearly century-old Northern Virginia church.
Okay.
The crowd neighbors' stories guided the church radical transformation as church members spoke with people who worked nearby. They heard a common concern. People were struggling to afford to live there. Those stories broke their hearts, says the Reverend Ashley Goff, which is the last name of the Lions quarterback, just for the record. I knew you didn't know that. And he's been the pastor there since 2018. They really felt that this call by God was to do something very dramatic about the lack of affordable housing. After some contentious discussions, the church reached the decision to use the greater asset that it had, real estate. In 2016, the church sold its land and historic stone building to the Arlington Partnership for Affordable Housing, a nonprofit developer, for $8.5 million. The church was razed as its
Raised,
place now stands Gillum Place, a 6-story complex with 173 apartments. The building, with ground floor space rented by the church for services, offers homes for people who earn 60% or less of the area's median income.
So
How
they're not
cool is
they're
that?
not showing the house. They're not showing the apartment complex after the fact.
The apartment complex was the old church. That's what they sold.
No, they tore it down though. They tore the church down and they built an apartment complex on the property, and they used the first floor as the church.
Right.
How brilliant is that?
Like all of these churches out here, it's like you come together for Sundays. Well, what are you doing Monday to Saturday, and can people use that, and what can we use it for? Like, it's a brilliant idea.
It is.
I know that some of the churches I work with, they like one of the things families can use the most that churches would be helpful for is freaking daycare, man.
Yeah.
Daycare is what, $500 a month or some kind of crazy stuff for the kids to go there. You can't tell me because the church can't get the nursery lady and pay her to do the same thing for less money.
Well, yeah. I mean, it becomes a business, a profit center for the church. I mean, the congregations are dwindling.
Right.
And the churches need to find a way to survive. I mean, these 6 congregation churches need to wake up.
Well, all
and
I'm
they
saying
need to partner.
I thought this was a great idea.
I agree.
And I thought, boy, this could help out some of our guys. And I want to get it.
I got a friend that owns almost a city block.
Really?
Almost a city block, and he wants to put tiny houses on it.
Oh yeah.
Right. So it's
those
the same kind of
$10,000 Elon Musk houses.
Maybe, but bottom line is, something that you can sleep in and eat in and wash your butt in and cook in.
And what would
it doesn't
be
have
like
to be
the
that
rent
big.
for that? Couldn't be that much.
$100,
$100,
$200,
$200 a month for your own house.
My plan would be to make a subdivision.
Mini house
and
subdivision.
have common areas, right?
Yeah.
And have a solar field that feeds all the houses.
Well,
have your own water supply.
We get less sun in Michigan than any other state.
I understand,
even
but I would combine wind turbines with it and water.
A wind turbine in the middle of Flint.
Why not? I mean, listen.
Just saying,
think about
I have a hard time with that.
Think about it.
I believe your brain.
If you place a wind turbine by the expressway, the wind that the cars make on the expressway could run the turbine.
Well, I don't know. I don't know the math on it. I don't know the rotation.
Oh, believe me, I've done it. I've done the math.
And so it could happen.
2 + 2 =
right by
7.
maybe.
I didn't say I was good at the math.
I'm saying there's a chance. I'm not sure that is the.
I'm saying there's math out there. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, there's things, math and science. I use them all the time. And
Yeah,
I know people listen when I say that.
I'm just thinking it
2
would
+
be
2 is 7.
It'd be a brilliant
my
idea.
God.
Actually, I was looking at a piece of property by the expressway.
Yeah. There is.
And I was concerned about the noise, but then I saw this thing on the internet where they do negative sound.
Negative sound.
Yeah, you put microphones on the noise that you want to eliminate. So we'd build a fence. We put microphones on the freeway side and speakers on the neighborhood side.
Dude, this is why I love your brain.
And the
I would
computer-
never even thought of any of these things. I didn't even know those things were things.
They're things. Actually, the first time I saw it was in a factory. The machines were so loud
Yeah.
that they had the mics on the machine.
chillers and all that stuff. Now
They had the mics on the machines.
I didn't know what those were for.
And they had speakers in the control where the operator was.
So you
And
gotta
if you
sit there all day
stepped
going,
out,
boo.
well, no, if you stepped out of the yellow square,
Yeah.
you got the factory noise. It's like the your AirPods,
Yeah.
but it was for space.
No kidding.
So you could do that in this neighborhood by canceling out the highway sound.
Yeah, and then it wouldn't be as bad as an area because you could control the cell.
You could throw chipmunks
See?
in there. You could sow robin redbreasts, and it is frogs croaking.
Well, this is a point
Ribbit.
where I need you to give us a call out because we are done.
Wait, it's your turn, isn't it? Don't we have to
is.
tell the folks about cigar guys underwriting?
Yeah, Cigar Fellow Cigar Lounge on 1086 North Iris Road has a full lounge and great humidor for those people looking for a place of peace. Please check them out, cigarfellascigarlounge.com. This is 92.1 WFOB, and it is what online?
Did I get it right? WFOV.online. You
It's
said that, didn't you?
I said WFOB.